Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel. This is Life and Anxiety, and today I want to talk about why breakups are so hard. And before I get into that, I want to do credit another video, a podcast between Dr. Huberman and Chris Williamson. I watched a little bit of this video and I wanted to give credit where credit is due, since pretty much, this month is people getting called out for plagiarism. But I felt that this video I was watching, which I will also put in the link, it's lengthy, it's about 2.5 hours. It's worth watching. It's about rewiring your brain. And the benefits that you can reap from that, especially if you're suffering from anxiety and or addictions, or you want to take a step back from social media and do a light dopamine detox. But for the video's sake, I'm giving credit to them, but let's get into it. So the reason why breakups are so hard, according to Dr.Andrew Huberman, is because they kind of mimic the grief of losing someone over death. The breakup heartbreak love is similar to the death grief, but can be harder because the brain is aware they are still available in time and space. But with the grieving process of someone that you have lost or a loved one due to death, the brain is aware that they're not there, they're not available. And the brain kind of rewires itself to accommodate that. Obviously that takes some time. But with heartbreak, it's almost like you're grieving a death. You're grieving the death of a relationship. And what makes it so hard is, especially if you wanted that relationship to continue, is that your brain is aware that that person is still available, in time, in space, in scientific terms. And that's where people tend to struggle in letting go. Because essentially you're mourning a death, you're mourning a death of a relationship, and that can be off-putting depending how serious and how much effort and the good times and the bad times that you may have had in that relationship. Another thing that I feel like is important to note is while you may be going through a breakup and dealing with that grief, social media can play a small negative outlet for your brain, which is kind of considered unhealthy because you're still getting over a loss. And if you're still friends with that person, your aching heart or your brain, it may want to reach out and check in on that person, which can turn into some negative side effects or consequences long term. One, it can make the grieving process and letting go of the relationship that much harder because you're reliving it by checking in on that person and reliving the good times, and that is a slippery slope, you could say. It's also kind of advised against, or in my opinion would be advised against, checking up on that person, because that can turn into even more things that are of negative consequences, like checking up on that person more often than you should, just because you're still going through that grieving process. And I know some people do this. I'm guilty of doing this myself, but it doesn't give you that time to heal and to grieve that death of that relationship. And that's what one really needs, is to face that trauma. And by reliving it and checking, in and things of that nature, that just, it postpones the whole letting go process. I thought that was very profound, which is why I wanted to make this video. So if you're into bettering yourself, trying to heal from traumas or relationships or anything like this, this is a worthwhile video to check out. And also, for me, I'm going to check out a little bit more of Dr. Andrew Huberman. He seems like a very knowledgeable guy and a professional in his field. Feel free to check that out. But I really feel like this is something that people would benefit from. So go check it out. I'm going to put the link down below. But this is Life and Anxiety. Have a good day. Hope you had a good holidays whenever you're watching this, or just good days in general. So this is me peacing out. Peace.